Everyone, Coach Sullivan here again with MGS Coaching Football. To my subscribers, I thank you, and to those who haven't yet, I hope you do. I just completed my 38th year coaching football, and I was a defensive coordinator, but over that time, I've also been an offensive coordinator, special teams coordinator, longtime head coach, and all of this at both the collegiate and high school levels. Today, in this presentation, what I'd like to talk to you about is one of our double A gap same side blitzes that we call either Bambi or Mabel. Okay. So what these two blitzes will do is build off of our single A gap same side. Okay, and now it's just combined. So the rules will be the same as you see. Okay, and that's why we group our pressures into families for this reason. Okay. So I'm going to teach you today how we combine the Bill and the Mick, which is a single same-side A-gap plug, becomes Bambi and Mabel, both the backer and the mic. Are executing a same-side A-gap plug, hence now making it a double. All right? So you have to see Bill and Mick in my plug family on the whiteboard playlist. So the key terms here starts with now it's a double A-gap same-side plug. Okay, so we're going to apply same-side A-gap plug blitz rules to both sides at the same time. It's that simple, okay? So now it's a near edge read because any A-gap plug, they're reading the near edge of the center, okay, when it's on the same side. That's key. That's why we keep saying that. Same side, not opposite side, same side, okay? The automatic readout now applies to both inside linebackers because both are executing a same side A-gap plug. See? And it's the same in the sense that both guards, it's a pull two, will get them to read out, and I'll go over that scenario with you. Okay? Excuse me. The Lucky Ringo call is how we designate what side the blitz is on. So we'll teach that to you and who it affects when both are going, right? So you might think, why do you need it? You'll see why momentarily. So Bambi begins with a B, backer and Mike. So the Lucky Ring goes to the backer. Mabel, Mike, and backer. But it begins with an M, so it goes to the Mike. That's consistent. That's how it all is. If you notice right here, the 7 box defenders all start with a different letter, and then that continues in the secondary. That's by design. 11 positions, 11 different names. Okay. And then I'm going to go over the stance right here with you for inside linebackers. And then what's the footwork is just dig and drive, and that's predicated in large measure because of the stance, and then that allows us to have no false steps. All right? So what I'm going to do first is explain to you that in each case on the left is out of our base 3-4 front, Bambi, so the B, the backer's in green, but the Mike's also involved. So I'll go over that in a second. And on the right, it's Mabel, so the Mike is in green, but the backer's also involved. Okay? So we teach everything out of our base 3-4 front, which we call 50. And then can you execute this out of multiple fronts? Absolutely. We just teach our players, you may have a different starting point, but your ending point's the same, right? Same side A-gap. So if you don't start here, right, it's different starting point, but you're still going to end up in the same place. So whatever your front combinations are, that's a pretty good way to coach it. Different start point, same end point. That's what we do, okay? But for presentations like this, it'll always be out of our base 3-4, okay, for that reason. So what I want to go over first, oddly enough, is the stance, okay, and then the dig and drive footwork, okay? So first this, then we're going to come back up to the near edge read. I'll go diagram the entire blitz, which is Bambi and Mabel, and why the Lucky Ringo is so important, and then I'll get into the readout scenarios, okay? First, the stance, which I have here. There's the football. So we teach our inside linebackers, both Mike and Backer, a left and a right stance because they're alignment rules, okay? So the ball, if it's to my left, then my left foot's the up foot. See, the feet are staggered. If it's to my right, the right foot's up. Okay? Now, why do we do that? Again, ball's to my left because the right foot's the play side foot. I'm on the right. I want that to always be the first step, the play side. Ball's to my right, so I'm on the left side. My left foot's my play side foot. Same thing. So when we're not blitzing, we're always taking a little 6-inch, roughly 6-inch read step. Reading the surface, always. And that's a downhill toward the line of scrimmage. It's a mentality. Okay, even if it's just a little step as you read, it's still a mentality. So the stagger, it's not a lot. The up foot, toes at 4 from the football. I don't say heels. I mean, I don't have our kids turning around. Up foot, toe at 4, and then the back foot stagger is toe to arch of the foot. Okay, that's not much of a stagger. You don't want much of a stagger. Okay, and then that first little read step they take every time, unless they're blitzing, brings their toes back to even so they can go in multiple directions. Okay, so that's that. Now, how does that tie in with the dig and drive? Well, you watch football on TV, you notice all kinds of stances. Some have staggered. Some have it just like ours. Some have more stagger. Some have toes even. Some have wide. When they blitz, they all end up in stagger. Okay? Just watch it. Because I'll always say, oh, he's blitzing. Somebody say, why? Because look at his stance. And then they blitz. Okay? So part of the reason we do it as well is it disguises everything. After a while, people don't even pay attention to it. They're always like that. Well, that's beautiful because we don't ever want to tip anything. Our alignment and our stance is part of our overall disguise. Okay? So how it helps us with dig and drive, okay? The up foot, we teach the linebackers. When you're plug blitzing, lift the heel of your inside or your up foot off the ground so you can feel it, dig your big toe digging into the ground. Nobody else is going to pick up on that. And then when they have their stance correct, so their butt's down, and when they lift the heel, it doesn't force them forward. If they do, then they have too much weight anyway. We keep all of the weight evenly distributed on our feet in a normal stance, butt seated, proud chest. So now when they lift that heel, it doesn't affect that. And then on the snap of the ball, we say dig off that front toe and drive the back foot forward. Hence, dig and drive. Dig with the front foot, drive with the back foot. No false steps. So the more they practice that, they don't take any of the drop steps that you see so many high school linebackers do on tape, right? And we don't use that against them. I mean, that's for whatever reason it happens, whether it gets coached or not, I don't know. But we coach the daylights out of it because you can't afford to have false steps, pitter-patter steps. And our stance helps eliminate that. And especially when it comes to digging and driving. Lift the front heel, dig off that front big toe, drive the back foot forward, baby. That's the dig and drive, okay? So now let's get into the blitz itself. I'm going to diagram the defensive linemen who are involved in blue. Both inside linebackers, since they're both blitzing, are going to be in green, even though only the one with the calls going to is in green right now, okay? And then ultimately, I'm going to bring in the guards in red as well as the near edge read in red. So either side of the center is in red because that's the near edge read for both linebackers, okay? So that I will handle in red. Offense in red, defensive line in blue, inside linebackers in green. A lot going on here. Hope I don't screw it up too bad. All right, so first, defensive line. I'm just kidding. Defensive line, right? We have a double A-gap, same side plug. Right? So, Bambi is the call. B, backer makes the lucky Ringo. This is a lucky. The significance here, as you're about to see, the nose goes to the call, but the nose sticks into B gap, which bumps the defensive end on the side of the call. So always in a lucky, that's the end. He's slanting in the C gap. Tied together, defensive end away from the call, slanting in the B gap. Okay, so that's the significance of why we need the lucky Ringo. Maybe both inside linebackers the same side A plug-in, but it affects your defensive lineman. Okay? So now, digging and driving on the snap of the ball, right? Dig off the front foot, drive the back foot. Heading to that near edge. Dig off the front foot, drive off the back foot. Same side A. So there's the blitz. Okay? Both sides. So near edge read. Say it's coming this way. I'm going to do the linebacker red now, just because it saves me time switching back and forth. Near edge 2, peel and penetrate. So if the near edge, this near edge is going to him, then this near edge has to be going away, so he's bending. See how the same edge, right? It can't go 2 on both sides, or can't go away on both sides. So that's how that works. So as the linebackers are blitzing and reacting to near edge, they have to see their guards. So they will communicate to each other. You follow me? So I'm not going to do the 2 and away on both sides. I'm just going to keep it the same direction. Okay? So now, assuming that the guards are working with the near edge, that's how it would look. But the readout scenario, okay? The readout. So let me clean this up a little bit. In the readout scenario, so the nose is still sticking B gap, right? Let's say, as an example, that this near edge is coming this way because he's blocking back, and this near edge is therefore going away, but you got this action, right? Excuse me. Guards pull 2. So he makes the trap call, which is a pull 2 to him. Right? Pull 2 to him. So this linebacker reads out. He doesn't. He continues on the back door, bending with it. Right? Because this guard's pulling away from him. You follow me? Now I do have to switch it up a little bit, but not a lot of it. The switching up is going to be the cleanup here. Okay. So what if we were to get a scenario the near edge isn't really moving, it's kind of going straight. Sorry, I'm not sure why that appeared. But now both guards are pulling 2, right? Whoop. Since it's an A gap, he's going to say trap. He's going to read out, but he isn't. Both guards pulled out anyway. He sees that pull. He never even hears the trap because he already read out. It's a sweep. So both guards pulled. He's reading out anyway because that guy pulled to him. Plus this guy pulled, so he's going to still bend. Keep the rule the same. Okay, he can't see what this guy's necessarily doing. He sees his guys pulling, so he's going to continue. All right, it'd be great if he could make a pull call as well, but it's not going to help him because this is pulling on his side. So he's not going to say it. So we're going to let that action continue. Okay? So that's how it works. You just continue the same side A-gap rule, which is a guard pulls to you. If he's pulling to you, you're reading out. And I'm only drawing it up that same way. I'll try to switch it up over here. Okay, so now over here, Mabel's to the mic. He's saying Ringo, which is now getting the nose to go to the right. Stick B, which bumps him to C, which pulls him into B. Okay, see how this is going? React to the near surface. Okay, so now this time, trap. That means you got to pull two. He's going to read out. He's going to try and backdoor. Okay? So if you see my Bill Mick presentation, all Bambi and Mabel do by making it a double same side A-gap plug is you apply the same rule now to both same side plug-in A-gap inside linebackers. Okay, so we got the readout for him. This time we got the readout for him because this guard's pulling to him. Over here, this guard, both guards were pulling to him. So that's the guy that reads out. Okay? So hopefully that makes sense. Again, the stance has a lot to do with it. No false steps has a lot to do with it. I'm going to teach it out of your base first, and then whatever other fronts that you run, teach the same stunt out of the front. You're going to have to probably coach your kids up on different starting points, same ending point until they get used to it, but that's fine. And then from there, based on tendencies and so forth, you got to determine what fronts to utilize these pressures, plug blitzes out of, as well as what tendencies they would be good for. Okay? So as I said at the beginning, I thank my subscribers, and to those who haven't yet, I hope you do, but I'm saying to everyone now, any questions, please, any questions, reach out to me at CoachMJSullivan@gmail.com because, man, I'd just love to talk some football with you. Have a great day.